Payton Pritchard goes off. The Celtics beat Chicago. They are this close to first place in the East, and hey, they're still alive in the NBA Cup. It's all right now on the Locked On Celtics podcast.
Yup. Beantown, be ever ready. Recognize the city of champs. Back to back, if I say it, it's stamped. Locked on number 19, the best one, the next one. Juice loose in your pool now for the next run. It's the C's, who else could it be? What they gon' say now? Screaming like JT, Karalis, recap the madness. Every game, every practice. Best daily pod, no cap like Brad Beckett. Clutch like Drew to KP, tap in daily. Primetime dapping D White on the sideline. Raining J's, how it started, raising banners, how we finished. Locked on Celtics pod, home of the winners.
Hey there, welcome back to the Locked On Celtics podcast. It's right here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day. I got you covered every Monday through Friday. Little minor adjustment this week because of the Thanksgiving holiday here in the United States. But for all of our listeners everywhere else, thank you for rolling through the little bit of a difference. I know this is the Saturday show, but this is the fifth podcast. Normally this would be a bonus podcast because I do podcasts after every game. Next week, oh my God, so much podcasting because they play like basically every day. So make sure you're subscribed. You're going to get a ton of podcasts all next week. Watch the show on YouTube. Let me know what you're thinking about what I've said, about the team, about everything. I'm John Karalis. I've been covering the Celtics for about 20 years now, doing it as a beat writer for Boston Sports Journal and also as the author of Built Different, a book celebrating Banner 18. Buy it now, johnkaralis.com, $30. You get a signed copy sent directly to your door in the United States. $30, personalized, signed, all of that stuff. It's a great gift. Holidays are coming up. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. You get a big return on FanDuel right now. If you're a new customer, you place a $5 bet. You get started with $150 in bonus bets. If you win that first $5 bet, visit FanDuel.com to get started. All right, the Boston Celtics retain the NBA belt. The Celtics beat the Chicago Bulls by 9, a game that did not seem to be headed towards a win that I won't call it comfortable, but a win by 9 is not bad. But it wasn't trending that way. I'll talk about the NBA Cup stuff later. I know you don't really care to hear about it now. The scenarios that need to happen for the Celtics to advance to the knockout round. If you care about that, you can wait. That's later. Defensive issues continue. We'll talk about individual players. Jayson Tatum's big game. First 3 quarters, really. Fourth quarter belonged to Payton Pritchard, and that's where we're going to start. Because not only did he score 19 points in the fourth quarter, he did it in 4 minutes and 47 seconds. That's incredible. He came in, and this really felt like a game where the rest of the team didn't have it consistently enough. Derrick White had a decent game. He had a good game, but he left with foot soreness. He says he's going to be fine. Kristaps Porzingis had a good game. He ended up with 21 points, but he only played 25 minutes. So there's only so much he could do. Holiday made some big plays down the stretch. Jaylen Brown had, a hot start, was 3 for 3, but then 1 for 7 the rest of the way from 3, finished with 21 points, had an incredible dunk. Oh my God. Jalen Smith was credit to him for getting in the way, but oh my God, what an incredible dunk by Jaylen Brown there. But he didn't have much of a game other than the hot start. It was just a decent game for him. It felt like, and I tweeted this out at one point, every so often the Celtics, like they are deep. The top end talent is incredible for the Celtics, but every once in a while they need Jayson Tatum to just be an MVP type player. And I'm like, this is probably one of those games. This felt like one of those games, and it kind of was up until the fourth quarter. And I just was hoping at that point that the Celtics would keep it close. But Pritchard comes in and hits a 3 and then hits another 3 and then just keeps on rolling. But he didn't just get hot. And I did a video breakdown on Boston Sports Journal if you want to go see it there of Pritchard, who not only got hot, but also was attacking and also playing some pretty good defense when he had the opportunity and also grabbing offensive rebounds. He did a little bit of everything in this game. He kept the Celtics in this uh, in this game and turned what was going to be a a close finish into a more comfortable finish. So Pritchard was just the way he can attack, use his body, use his craftiness. And I know I've been critical of Pritchard on the podcast because it's hard. There are still times, and I think it's hard to discuss Pritchard in a way, if you're doing it fairly, that doesn't include a little bit of the yeah, but in it, right? It's like, yeah, but you can game plan, yeah, but you can attack him. That's getting harder and harder and harder to do. He's I know I probably have to kind of move past that a little bit because he holds his own. And yeah, if you get switches with him onto bigger guys, they'll shoot over the top of them. But also, if that's going to be the case, I'm sure the Celtics are okay with it because what are you going to try to do? Like 2-pointers versus whatever the Celtics are going to end up shooting? I think the Celtics will take that. So even if that baits another team into trying to hunt that mismatch, Pritchard, first of all, is annoying when he defends and can get up in people. So it's not like it's just a gimme, right? It's not like what the Celtics were doing against Josh Giddey in this game. They were attacking him like crazy. Uh, the 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 down the downside to Pritchard is not as damaging as it used to be, and that allows the upside to really shine. And if he's not giving it back like he might have in the past, now you're getting into why he's 6th man of the year candidate, because Pritchard is capable of these 7 of 11 shooting nights, and he's capable of punishing you in a lot of different ways. The last 3-pointer that he hit was a switch where he had Vucevic, and I don't know why. I would love to get a chance to talk to Sam Hauser and Pritchard together about this, but I don't know why they called for the switch in that spot. I thought Payton might just attack Vucevic, but they did switch, and I think that might have just cleared Vucevic out of the way, so Payton could probably try to attack Zach LaVine, but LaVine was hanging way back. So Pritchard just stepped up and hit the shot, just took it from the logo and hit it. And because he's able to do that, that forces the defense to stretch, and that creates so much space and so much opportunity that Pritchard can then drive because he's got a great handle and he can get by somebody. If a big switches onto him out there, he's toast. And you saw when he attacked Vooch at one point in that fourth quarter, the attack, he attacked Joe explained it very well after the game, attacks the outside hip, forces Vucevic to turn and run, which gets his momentum going a certain way. And then Pritchard does the classic small guy driving against the big move where he gets low and he uses his shoulder and his arm and just bumps the big Vucevic under the basket, really, because his momentum's going a certain way. You saw Isaiah Thomas do this so brilliantly. Kemba Walker does this. Any undersized guard driving does this move. Bump. Gets the guy, gets him under the rim, and now because he's under the rim, he can't challenge because you put your arm up and jump. The rim is there. You're protected by that as a small. So very crafty, very smart. So Pritchard just does everything the Celtics need him to do. Joe loves to talk about his ball pressure. He gets up, whatever size disadvantage he has, he makes up for it by just being up in a person's face. And by being a pest, he just makes it hard for you to dribble. He just makes things difficult on a player. So that fourth quarter by Pritchard completely turned the game around, because the Celtics were down when he first came in, and they ended up uh, by 7 maybe at that point. So that stretch, less than 5 minutes of Pritchard, 19 points, 5 3-pointers, 2 drives to the basket. Incredible stuff from Pritchard. He completely turned this game around. The first 3 quarters belong to Jayson Tatum. I'll talk about Tatum. I'll talk about some of these other guys when I come back. Today's show is brought to you by Skylights. Skylight is this awesome gift. You talk about great gift ideas. I have one of these. This is a great gift for someone that you might be missing this holiday season, a loved one that maybe lives far away that you can send this to. Maybe you're the one who's away and you want to send this back home. Whatever it is, maybe gift giving isn't your love language and you tend to overthink it. This is something that you can give that is going to be loved by just about everyone. So easy to use, right? All it is a digital frame, but it's so much more than that because of how easy it is to use and how you can use it to stay in touch with people. 60 seconds, set it up, boom. So easy. You download the app, you get new photos straight from your phone, from anywhere. Okay. It takes one tap on your phone to send new photos to a frame across the country. Super fast, super easy way. The touchscreen is a game changer because you can swipe through photos, tap to see new photos sent, tap the heart button to say thank you to the sender. So you got two sizes to choose from, a 10-inch or a 15-inch gallery frame. They look great in any room, and it's better than social media, especially for maybe parents, grandparents. Once you get that set up, the pictures show up. You just upload it. The pictures just show up there. So it's great. Like I said, I have one, super easy to use. Right now, a special limited time offer for you. You get $20 off your purchase of a skylight frame when you go to skylightframe.com/NBA. That's SKYLIGHTFRAME.com/NBA. Get $20 off your purchase right now at skylightframe.com/NBA. Thanks for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. Hey, we have got a newsletter for you. So every day you can get directly to your inbox our free Locked On Celtics newsletter. Go to lockedondaily.com. That's lockedondaily.com for ultimate team, league, and fantasy coverage delivered right to your inbox 5 days a week. Lockedondaily.com. Jayson Tatum was playing great, like an MVP, and in a rare box score for him. 18 shots, 8 3-pointers, which means he took 10 2-pointers to the 8 3-pointers, but it was really more than that because he got to the line 10 times. He was 7 of 10 from the line. So he took advantage of the space. He took advantage of a really bad defensive team. And they early in the game, they were really trying to establish Tatum in the post, which I like. I like Tatum in the post. I think he draws a lot of attention because he can score there, and then he can pass out of that. The Celtics use the post up very effectively. Porzingis used it effectively, but I like Tatum in the post for sure. His first 3 quarters were incredible. 32 points through the first 3 quarters. So they only needed the 3 in the fourth quarter. Through the first 3, it was 32 points on 11 of 16 shooting, 4 of 7 from 3, 6 of 8 from the line, and 12 rebounds. Tack on a couple more here or there in that fourth quarter. So he finishes with 35 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, plus 13. Team best plus 13. Tatum, I love the variety in his game. And honestly, the variety in his game will be what gets him that MVP consideration. When you see an MVP, he's doing a lot of different things. He's shooting, he's driving, he's defending. There's a stretch in the third quarter where Tatum had a complete takeover, where he was scoring on drives, he was scoring on shots, he was blocking shots, he was rebounding, he was playing defense. It was an absolute incredible display, and that's what I was saying. Like, the Celtics need Tatum in this game. This is a game where, as much as other guys were doing things, and you look at the final box score and you're like, what are you talking about, John? There's 21 points for Jaylen Brown, 21 for Porzingis, 16 for Derrick White. And, all of that was done primarily kind of outside the fourth quarter because, like we said, Pritchard had that monster fourth quarter. But it just felt like sporadic with these other guys, where Tatum just felt like when he was in the game, things were going well. And when he sat down, things stopped going well. And that only changed when Pritchard had that big fourth quarter. The Celtics looked awful in the non-Tatum minutes. So this was, obviously Pritchard bailed them out, but this was a huge, huge Tatum game. Part of me is a little upset, actually. Not really upset, but like this is a game where the story at the end should have been Tatum dropping 50 and willing the Celtics to a win. That was the way the game felt it was going to go, that he was going to have a big fourth quarter, and it was 45 to 50 point game. But Pritchard made that, rendered that like moot because he just went crazy. But huge game from Tatum. Like I said, Brown, 21 points, not a bad game from him at all. It's just felt like he had the three of three in the first quarter, and it just kind of felt like he pitched in here or there, a couple baskets here or there. That dunk was, like I said, ridiculous. Porzingis started out the game hitting a three, 21 points, 7 of 11 shooting, 2 of 5 from three, 5 of 7 from the line, posting up, getting that big swooping kind of shot attempt that gets him the free throws. So a really good game from him in limited time. So, but again, like, okay, yeah, he played so sporadically that there wasn't one big stretch where Porzingis took over. Derrick White, 6 of 10. He left with a sore foot. He's fine. We'll see. I assume he's going to play on Sunday against the Cavs, which, by the way, I said at the top, the Celtics are this close to first place. They are a half game out of first. The Cavs now have lost 2 in a row, both to the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks won the group, so they advanced to the knockout stage in the NBA Cup. The Cavs are out of the NBA Cup, and they're just chilling at home. The Celtics will go to Cleveland tomorrow, Sunday. The winner of that game gets first place. It's very simple. So the Celtics are 16-3. The Cavs are 17-3. So the Celtics will either be 17-3 and the Cavs will be 17-4, or the Cavs will win and they will hold on to first place. But first place is on the line. Anyway, side note. So Derrick White had another typical Derrick White game, 16.6 rebounds, 4 assists. But, only 24 minutes because of the foot thing. Al Horford did not shoot well, was not really particularly great in this game. Sam Hauser did not shoot well. He was 1 of 5. The one was the one at the end to get the Celtics that 9-point win, which I'll talk about in point differential when I come back. But off the bench, really, it was just Payton Pritchard. Nemish Queta came in and played 6 minutes right away. Shout out to him for keeping a rebound alive and finding Jaylen Brown on the baseline for the finish. That was cool. That was a nice immediate impact play from Queta, so that was good. And Drew Holiday didn't have the best game in the world. 11 points. He did have 8 rebounds and 4 assists, a steal, a block. 5 of 11 shooting, 1 of 4 from 3. But the one that he hit was part of 5 points in the last 2 minutes, plus a block shot in the last 2 minutes. Holiday, in about 21 seconds left to go, Jaylen Brown airballs a three. Holiday's right there to tip one back in. So Holiday did not have the best game, but he was part of slamming the door on the Bulls down the stretch. So I don't think anything's wrong with Holiday. I don't think that it's a knee thing because he had that knee soreness. I think Holiday is simply just biding his time. I just think he's more than anybody. He's 34. He's been through this. He knows it. He's not. I don't think he's overextending himself. He's biding his time. That's, I think, all it is. But nice finish from him. So, look, let's be honest. Celtics, day after Thanksgiving, traveling, late flight. I'm not sure that this was always going to be the best effort game from them. So, did I like the defense? No. Let's talk about that when I come back. And the NBA Cup. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. Kind of caught myself by surprise when I said, you know what? I'm just going to go to break. Get ready to tackle NFL action with FanDuel. It's America's #1 sports book right now. New customers can bet $5. You get $150 in bonus bets if you win. So place a smart bet on that $5. Maybe you could have bet in real time on Payton Pritchard's fourth quarter because that always feels like a safe bet. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL, NBA, all in one place. If you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and a ton more on the place where you place your bets. Visit FanDuel.com to join today. Use the tools that they have so you can set your limits, set your budget, set your whatever it is that you're willing to spend in the week or the month that you can afford to lose. That's your limit. And that's fine because you could, when you get paid again or whatever, you can go back, keep it under control, gamble responsibly, have fun at FanDuel. And if you win that first $5 bet, you get $150 in bonus bets to play with. Never waste a hunch. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Thank you for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. Make sure you're paying attention to the Locked On Celtics audio feed because there are 2 podcasts today. So if you're looking and you're like, I'm going to skip this other thing, postcast happens right after the game. Locked On Celtics postcast with Steve Lennox. He fires that up right away after the game on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube page. Then when that show's over, the audio gets uploaded to the Locked On Celtics audio feed. My YouTube page on Locked On Celtics stays the same. After that, after the game is over, after I've done my writing, after I've talked to the reporter, I've talked to the players or gone through post-game stuff, I come here with a little bit more in-depth. And it's just a added bonus to get the Locked On Celtics postcast. Celtics defense was not great. And this is tough because the Bulls are big time offensive team. They just can't stop anybody. So it's not a surprise that they were, it was 138 to 129. It's not a surprise that they put up a ton of 3-pointers. That's what they do. They understand the variance game. But the Celtics giving up 51 3-pointers is not great. And giving up 93 shots is not great. They gave up, the pace of the game is what it was. It was the pace of the game was very fast and frantic in the first half. And I don't think the Celtics did a great job of controlling that. They did turn the ball over. They had live ball turnovers, 9 turnovers that led to 17 points, as opposed to 8 turnovers for the Bulls that led to 4 points. The 17, that's just too much in transition. The Celtics gave up 52 points in the paint. Even though they scored 50, that evened out a little bit, but 52 is a lot. You got to pick one or the other. You can't give up a ton of threes and give up a ton of points in the paint. So defensive issues still persist, but I think that's more of an effort thing think the Celtics just relaxed a little bit. So I'm not going to go too crazy about it. They're 16-3, but I'm still not thrilled about the defense. Not really thrilled about the NBA Cup, but they are still alive for the NBA Cup. So here's the situation. Celtics are 3-1. They did not. So there's groups A, B, and C in the East. Group C is the Celtics. They did not win Group C because they lost to the Atlanta Hawks, and the Hawks won the group. So they win that tiebreaker. They have advanced. The only way the Celtics can get through is now part of the wild card. Now, Group A is the Knicks and the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic have a massive point differential, like 60 points, plus 60. The Celtics are plus 23. So if the Magic win, then the Celtics will be in good shape because the Knicks point differential is 15. So, or 19. So if they lose, they go to 3-1 and their point differential is below the Celtics. So they'll fall below the Celtics. If the Knicks win, the Celtics are basically probably out unless the Knicks win by 38 because the point differential is so great. So if the Knicks win and beat Orlando and it's not a 38-point blowout, then the Celtics are out. So they need Orlando to win. They also, it doesn't matter if Milwaukee or Detroit wins. Those two teams are both 3-0. The winner of that game between Milwaukee and Detroit, that's Group B. The winner of that game goes and advances. The loser, if Detroit wins by 7, the Celtics are in. If Milwaukee wins by 6, the Celtics are in. If that Orlando-New York thing works out. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for Orlando to win and either Milwaukee to win by 6 or Detroit to win by 7. That's the scenario where Boston gets in. That makes that three-pointer by Sam Hauser kind of a big deal because if the Bucks, let's say they win by 6, exactly 6, then that wouldn't, the three-pointer makes the difference because Boston gets 3 extra points. And if they didn't hit that shot, which was a ridiculous shot, but if they didn't get that, then they wouldn't have advanced. So it's going to be an interesting scenario there, but that's what you're looking for. Orlando to win. That's the most important one. Orlando needs to win. And then either Milwaukee by 6 or Detroit by 7. That's or at least 6 and Detroit by at least 7. Doesn't have to be exact. Do you care about the NBA Cup? I don't really. The Celtics did because they have to, but they don't really. You know, if the Knicks win on Tuesday, then so be it. Who cares? Not the biggest crushing thing in the world. If the Celtics sit there on Tuesday, first place in the East at 17-3, and they don't advance to the NBA Cup knockout round, oh, boo-hoo. No one's going to care because that's not the goal. And as I've said, I don't know if I'm sure I've said on the podcast, but I've said it in so many different places. I'll care about the NBA Cup when the Celtics are rebuilding. The NBA Cup is great for Orlando. It's great for Detroit. Oh my God, Detroit would love to win the NBA Cup. Like that would be so huge. Atlanta, those teams look at the cup and say, hey, I want to win something. Let's go out there and show people that we're not, whatever our situation is, that doesn't define us. We can go and win something. The Celtics, I don't care. That's not the goal. The Celtics' goal is to win a championship. We'll talk about the NBA Cup because it's a thing. It exists, and it's a thing that teams are doing. It's not the most exciting thing in Boston. It's not the most exciting thing in, Cleveland. They don't care. They care about a championship. The teams at the top aren't getting worked up about the cup. But like last year's Indiana Pacers, they got worked up. Orlando should get worked up. They should want to win. They have something to show people. So they can have it, as far as I'm concerned. They can have it. I don't like the fact that it's 4 games. Like, I wrote this on Boston Sports Journal. I'll summarize it here a little bit. Let's just work on the assumption that this is not going away anytime soon, right? You can comment and say, I hate it. They should just get rid of it. And that's fine. Comment. I encourage you to comment. Let me know. But also, it's not going away. It's not going away anytime soon. So they got a sponsor. They got the Emirates sponsorship there. They're getting money. They're packaging it to these TV outlets, the streaming outlets. So it's not going away. So you got to embrace it somehow. So how do you embrace it? What do you do? I think 4 games is silly. If you're gonna do it, do it. So it should be like 12 games. And I like Joe Mazzulla's idea. Separate it from the regular season. Make the regular season 70 games and make the NBA Cup 12. And start it in December, play it through January, do the whole tournament thing, make everybody play 12 games. So if you lose, then you go play like a loser's bracket and you give, I don't know, maybe you give prize money based on your finish from top to bottom. And, there is a winner. There is, the same idea. Somebody wins and somebody goes to Vegas or whatever, but make it a bigger tournament. Keep it separate from the regular season. So it's its own thing. You're still playing 82 games, so you're not losing anything. You're not losing TV money. It's just how you count them in the standings. So make the regular season 70 games. Make the NBA Cup 12 games. You can still play them within the season. You just do it a different way. Or maybe you just make January the whole NBA Cup. I don't know. Maybe that's how you do it. Maybe that's how you drum up interest in January. Like the whole damn month is NBA Cup. Maybe, I don't know. But however you do it, I like separating it from the regular season, make it its own thing. You're still playing the 82 games. You're still getting all the TV money. And there you go. We can figure out how to deal with the stats separately. That's fine. But 4 games, these tiebreakers are annoying. It's annoying. This is more annoying than anything. You think you're annoyed by hearing about it, by sitting there? You think you're annoyed by saying, like, John, why are you telling me this? How annoyed do you think I am having to tell you this? But it's a thing that exists that impacts the Celtics. They very clearly are paying attention to it somehow. So, I don't know. Let's fix it. I'm done with the podcast. I'm done talking to you about it. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the fact that you're here. Thank you so much. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe on wherever you get your audio, wherever you get your podcasts. Watch the show on YouTube. Have some fun there in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And share the podcast. Tell everybody they should be listening to and watching the Locked On Celtics podcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day.